one of the biggest players when it comes to the hospitality. The kind of luxury with a total tenure of 30 years post-possession. Touch with the brand Marriott for 30 years. Future growth corridor that we're talking about.
तो यस सर, जैसे मैं आपसे बात कर रही थी, ये मिस्टर हिमांशु जी हैं फ्रॉम नोएडा एंड मेरी इनसे बात हुई. आई हैव सजेस्टेड हिम अ लाइफस्टाइल प्रोडक्ट, डेफिनेटली वेस्टिन रेजिडेंसेस. सो मैंने इनको पूरा प्रोडक्ट का ओवरव्यू दिया अबाउट लोकेशन, अबाउट प्रोडक्ट क्वालिटी एंड इसमें हम स्ट्रक्चरल क्या क्या अच्छी चीज़ें कर रहे हैं, डिज़ाइनिंग में क्या क्या अच्छा कर रहे हैं और इसमें ओवरऑल इनका लाइफस्टाइल एंड लिविंग क्वालिटी कैसे इम्प्रूव होगा. तो मैंने अपने लेवल पे जितना भी मुझे नॉलेज था आई हैव शेयर्ड. सो एज ए कस्टमर नाउ ही वांट टू अंडरस्टैंड फ्रॉम यू कि ये प्रोडक्ट लेने से इनका ओवरऑल जो लाइक इन्वेस्टमेंट पर्सपेक्टिव है वो भी कैसे सही रहेगा एंड अगर ये इसमें आकर इसको यूज करेंगे तो इस प्रोडक्ट को इनको क्यों बाय करना चाहिए वो आपसे समझना चाह रहे थे. सो दैट्स वाई वी आर रिकॉर्डिंग दिस सेशन, ताकि इनके जैसे और भी जो कस्टमर हैं जो इस चीज़ को हो सकता है यहाँ आकर ना देख पा रहे हो, सो दैट दे कैन ऑल्सो बेनिफिटेड हमारी ये कॉन्वर्सेशन समझ के. सो आई थिंक वी शुड स्टार्ट.
Right. So the first thing I would like to talk about, sir, is that the location that we are at. Okay. It is a very strategic location. It is basically the future growth corridor that we are talking about. Very close proximity to the airport and lot many newer developments like the global city and lot many things coming around. Secondly, you're located exactly next to the highway, but not exactly on the highway. तो जो cushioning है ना आपके पास द्वारका एक्सप्रेसवे से, this is going to get you little more peace as compared to being on a highway. Thirdly, when we talk about 20 acres of a land parcel, आज अगर हम बात करें तो scalability और services जब आज customer आते हैं तो उनका first objective ये होता है जानने का कि what other services are you giving. If I'll have a greater portrait to play on, I'll actually be able to design it well. The scalability of the club, the greenery, the landscaping, the common areas for the clients, they also increase. Most importantly, the cherry on the cake is the brand Marriott that we could tie up for the product like that. So generally, when you buy a home, so brick and mortar is something which is very similar, just the qualities differ. So for the construction part, I would definitely like to bring to your attention.
Okay.
The partners we have brought on the panel are Ahluwalia and Kalpatru. These are the two seasoned players of real estate development. जब बात करते हैं construction को लेके, so they are the two big names of the industry that we have brought on the panel and finally got them to do the job.
Right.
Now, when we talk about their scopes have been defined since day one itself, and Marriott is basically party to all the discussions. So it is a regular interaction that brand Marriott also does on the progress and the quality that we are actually trying to deliver.
Okay.
So what is the future follow-up like? अब एक छोटा सा जैसे आपको एक example दूँ, since we are at the Dwarka Expressway and we are creating the diaphragm walls around our project. Diaphragm walls are basically the walls which actually ensure the safety of the project from the seepage और आपका गलती से भी कुछ उसमें वाटर इनफ्लो या वो वाला प्रॉब्लम्स ना हो जो बेसमेंट्स जनरली स्ट्रगल करते हैं बारिशों के मौसम में. तो एज अ डेवलपर there was one diaphragm wall in which generally if some developer they do a TMT and a brick the block of concrete.
Right.
But practically we thought we want to increase the life of the project in this one. So ultimately what we did was instead of the TMT we actually went for a stainless steel, and that too with a brand like Jindal.
Okay.
We wanted to make it such sustainable that the life of the project increases by 3 to 4 times of the total journey that they've had. Now coming on to the next aspect of it, as an investor, what's in it for you? मतलब बहुत important है ये. अगर आप इन्वेस्टर हैं तो आपके लिए क्या है और आप एंड यूजर हैं तो आपके लिए क्या है. पर ये एक बहुत अच्छा इन्वेस्टर और एंड यूजर फ्रेंडली प्रोडक्ट है.
Okay.
मेरे कहने से नहीं होगा, बट इसके साथ मैं इसकी इम्पोर्टेंस समझाना चाहूँगा. The right pricing at the right location with the right brand is something which is one of the most important things when you're investing.
Right.
That's point number 1. Point number 2, as a developer, if I leave the scope of appreciation to you, because these kind of products are the trophy addresses.
Correct.
Generally, the developers keep the pricing of this as 1.5x or 2x as compared to the non-branded luxury apartments. But there's a lot of scope for an investor to make money. So let's say if you hold this property for 3 years and parallelly another property you hold for 3 years in the periphery, you would be able to see the difference कि क्या वो appreciation था जो आपकी तरफ आया.
Right.
Secondly is the Marriott oriented. So it is the first hospitality backed branded residences with a total tenure of 30 years post possession, and that too with the brand Marriott, which is one of the biggest players when it comes to the hospitality. There's nothing better than brand Marriott itself. I'm sure you understand. So post possession, from the smallest thing to the most or to the biggest thing that you actually look at would be something that would be maintained by the brand Marriott. If you're going to the club, entirely managed by Marriott, all the restaurants, every services, you name it, we have it, is the amenity that we are going on.
Okay.
The club size that we're talking about is 175,000 square feet plus, which is a very big size. It's more like a Westin hotel in your home. I mean, apart from your home, in your project itself, you have a Westin hotel, and that too managed by such a good brand. So classified services, quality is what we are known for, and quality is what we are focusing at in terms of everything.
Okay. So Yashi, just one question. Since I'm from IT background, I have worked with Marriott. Marriott is one of my client in my previous organization.
Okay.
So I know about Marriott.
Great.
So you're saying that they are providing all kind of facility to us or who are living in this society. But what about after 30 years? What will happen? Are you going to continue with them, or
this is basically the longest tenure a brand can tie up for.
okay?
It's a renewable contract.
Okay.
I mean, today when we sign up for the services of 30 years, our first objective was not to sell it just to you. It was an objective to sell it to you and your family and the next generation also. Let's say after 30 years, if the brand Marriott or the RW approaches you, that who do you want to continue your services with? If you've lived that luxury for 30 years, by default, you would say the brand Marriott.
Right.
And that was a major objective of actually doing such a big tenure as a
So
company.
this is the first time they are tie up with any of the organization or any of the builder, or they have already done it so that I can see their projects also. Just
So
for
when we talk
reference.
about the branded residences by Marriott, there are 280 plus projects that they have already
Across the globe, but
Across
what
the
about
globe.
India? I have seen
About India. There's one more project in Mumbai so far, but that's a standalone tower. What we are talking about is a grand scale of about 20 acres and
Right.
almost 13 towers, which would be giving you the sizes from 2,600 square feet approximately to about 4,400 square feet. And even the bigger sizes in the coming times we are planning for.
Okay, so even the bigger sizes. But what in terms of luxury services that they are going to provide? It will be a kind of hotel in the club, or even that will be included in residence. Let's say if
From
I'm
the
doing a
concierge
party.
desk, or let's say the welcome lobby where you step in. So generally when you step into the lobby, if you feel this, it's smelling like Marriott, it's smelling like Westin, that's the luxury. Generally luxury को ना दो चीजों में define किया जाता है, एक जो दिख रही है, दूसरी जो feel की जा रही है.
Right.
तो दिख रही है वाली पे तो बहुत सारे लोग focus कर रहे
Yeah,
हैं.
that I have seen.
We're talking about something beyond that, and this is genuinely an intangible luxury that we are focusing more on.
Okay.
That's the software part of it.
Yeah.
जब आपको हर छोटी से छोटी चीज के लिए, if you would need anything and you can actually call up one concierge desk and book anything and everything for yourself, that is where the Marriott comes in the picture. And from whatever grade to whichever grade you want to go for, it's all taken care of. Imagine the ground floor that we've kept is absolutely the traffic-free zone.
Right.
Generally, most of the people have this observation that there is a challenge that they face when they actually send their small kids to play on the ground floors. So that's the reason the entire movement of the project for the residents also happens in the lower ground, which is going to be the drop-off lobbies, which is where the vehicles can go.
Okay.
So everything, like I said, from the smallest of the thing that you can think of in a group housing club to the biggest that you can actually look at. So multi-speciality restaurants, and imagine these restaurants would be Westin, not just another restaurant, it would be all managed by Westin.
Okay.
So when you actually go through the entire club and everything, you would yourself feel that yes, there is something very unique about it. It's luxury of a different kind. Generally, when you go to the hotels and you stay there for a longer span, while you're actually thinking of going back home, you really feel that why do we actually have to do that? But this is a hotel that you check in after the possession and you never have to check out.
Right.
It's always your home. It's always your place.
So you are saying that check-in and check-out. So I would like to understand how many years it will take to deliver this project by RERA or by you.
So from the
5
RERA
years I can see.
perspective, if you actually look at, we had 7 years starting from 2025 when we actually gave the contract. However, our objective to deliver this project would be sometime around the end of 2030 or maybe the first quarter of 2031. That's the plan.
So Yashji, you have talked about the luxury part, the technical part. I would like to understand, or I can say that I have been to States, or I've been to ANZ, or I can say I've been to Europe and all. So I have stayed there in Hyatt, studio apartments, or even Marriott hotel and all. Since I said like I've been working with Marriott for so long that they are my client in IT industry.
Right.
So I would like to understand whether it will be pretty close to what they are providing in terms of services. And again, if I'll come to the second part, what about the maintenance? So if I'm getting 5-star or 7-star luxury facilities, so do I expect the same kind of costing, or it will be reasonable if I'll compare within India?
So to answer to the first aspect of it,
Okay.
the experiences, the services, whatever you have experienced globally, it's a global brand that we're talking about. And the services wouldn't differ, rather they would be better off only because the community is really big. So when there is a big community, of course, you'll have more services, more, I would say, amenities to actually be busy with. Now, coming on to the maintenance part of it, the kind of luxury, I mean, when we got in touch with the brand Marriott for 30 years, our objective was very clear. The only thing that we want to master on is the luxury, the amenities, and the services, the experience for every individual who's staying in that particular project of ours.
Right.
Because of which the quality that we are targeting is something where you definitely would feel that the services that you're getting are very reasonable as compared to what your experience in the entire project is.
Okay.
So that's our prime focus.
Okay. And that will with the security aspects?
100% security. I mean, if you go to a random hotel or if you go to any of the Marriott's hotel, you understand the kind of security that they deal with at the entry gate itself, then at the entry lobby, then at the reception desk. So that's a hotel part I'm talking about.
Okay.
Over here, when it comes to the residences, it is again going to be the best level of the security and safety, because that's the prime focus of even a brand like Marriott. They would definitely want to make sure that all their residents who are staying in any of their projects, they have to be totally secured. The safety should be taken care of.
So, Ritu has already explained me about the amenities close to this area. But I have not seen so many malls or schools or colleges within this area. Do you really think that this will come within 5 years, or what is the horizon on the ground?
Currently, if you look at from the healthcare facilities and the social fabric is how I call it.
Yeah.
So the social fabric is already in the making. By the time we deliver this project, we are of course going to take about 5 years from now to deliver.
Right.
When we deliver, all these things would be functional, and at, let's say, not more than 10 minutes a distance, you'll have almost everything in the periphery. That's what would make it even more convenient for the residents who are actually going to be staying here. I mean, that's thought of really well. While we were procuring this land parcel, there were so many thoughts and so many calculations that we did, because of which only we finalized that, yes, this is the one we want to finalize.
Right, I got your point. So, if you will summarize me about this project, since this is White Land project with collaboration with Westin,
Yeah.
I would like to understand your final comments, which will focus in my heart that I really want to go with this project.
So basically, when any individual is buying a home, there are only two objectives that they buy it with. One, they're buying it as an additional investment for themselves.
Right.
Second, they love the project so much that they actually want to move their base and come to this one. I promise you, initially when you buy this, you might feel that yes, the first aspect is taken care of because my pricing is right.
Yeah.
For the kind of services and the kind of brand that I'm actually developing with, it is actually the right pricing that we are doing. Second aspect of it, when you actually reach the structure, so currently once you see the superstructure happening and the quality of the project and the project takes the shape, that's exactly when you probably would be having that feeler that yes, this is one project I would want to stay for the rest of the life in. I mean, whether we believe this or not, we want to give the best to our families and we want to keep the best to ourselves. So when you actually would see your portfolio, you would yourself believe in it that yes, this is the best that I've got in my portfolio and I definitely want to experience this for myself and my family.
So can I expect that after 5 years you will also stay in the same society?
200% sir.
तो जैसे आपने बताया सर, दो एस्पेक्ट हैं, इन्वेस्टर और एंड यूजर. तो आई शुड सजेस्ट यू हिमांशु जी, यू शुड बाय 2, जिससे आपके दोनों एस्पेक्ट कवर हो जाएंगे. एज ए इन्वेस्टर यू विल मेक मनी और आप उस घर में रहेंगे तो आपके पास रहने वाला भी होगा एंड वन यू कैन सेल ऑफ, जिससे आपका पहला घर है वो भी सस्ता हो जाएगा एंड ऑफ द डे.
So since you are saying 2,
Yeah.
Rituji, so can I say that you are giving loan from all the banks?
Yes,
Or do
yes,
I need
yes.
to find a
So we
bank?
have all the financial institutions supporting us.
Okay.
So you name it, whichever bank you want to get the loan from.
They all are listed.
They are all already on the panel.
Okay.
And if there is someone which is missing, then in that scenario, we can get them on the panel in just a week's time. That's all.
I think that make more sense for us.
Yeah, yeah. 100%.
Especially somebody like me who is working in IT industry.
Great. And the kind of community that we are trying to form, you would actually experience that there are not many people who are from the same nature of business that you are. So there's a great filtration of the clientele also who are actually buying this. Not everyone is buying this.
Right.
So that's also something that we're keeping a check on.
I think that will make sense for me because I feel that this is a place where a lot of entrepreneurs will meet in the club and even on the clubhouse or to the pool table and all. I think that will make more sense. And thank you.
I have always said one thing about this project, sir. The only thing that's irreversible is the time.
Right.
And we want to give you the maximum time around the project. If you are provisioned with everything within the project and the club, you would spend more time here.
Right.
Starting from a business center to the multi-speciality restaurants to the sports bar to whatever amenity that you think of. So there's a provision for almost everything that we are trying to create within the project so that one fine day when you actually thinking that there are 3 investments that you've got and which one do you finally want to come and stay in, this 100% would be the one of them.
I think people like me who is work from home all the time, this is the right place to buy a home.
Absolutely, yes. Well, really a pleasure meeting you, sir. Thank you so much for coming and looking forward to close a great transaction with you.
Thank you, SG. I think you clearly give me a glimpse of this project. This will really make my mind to think about this project. Thanks a lot for your time.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure meeting you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.